Oh, hello there, my fellow American. I see that you might have noticed that the rest of the world's version of the Super Bowl is about to take place on Sunday. Ah, yes. The World Cup final is upon us, the most watched sporting event on the planet. And after grinding a month in the deserts of Doha, only two teams remain. Argentina, with Lionel Messi looking to find the last infinity stone to crown himself unquestionably the greatest of all time. And standing on the other side is this next generation's great player, in France's Kylian Mbappe, who looks to win his second World Cup before his prefrontal cortex is fully formed. And if I could sum up this World Cup final, I would title it A Battle for Legacy. This is Messi's final World Cup, his last dance World Cup. And for France, as the defending champions, this is their opportunity to make history as the first team to become back-to-back World Cup champions for the first time since 1962. And you, my American, even if you haven't watched a single second of this World Cup, well, this video is made to pretty much get you up to speed, or at least to a level where you can trick your dummy friends into thinking that you actually know another player on Argentina that's not named Messi. But if you actually want to catch up on everything that has happened so far, I made a playlist of videos that broke down all the rounds as they happen up in the iThingies over here. But for this video, I'm going to go ahead and break down how France and Argentina got to here, who are the big players to watch, and catch you up on all the juicy storylines heading into the big dance. So without further ado, welcome to a Clueless American's Guide to the 2022 World Cup Final. Buckle up. But first, like FIFA, I gotta pay some bills. Guys, I want to talk to you about the most comfortable sponsor that I've ever had on this channel. Of course, I'm talking about Bird Dogs. These dudes offer the most comfortable pants that have ever graced these fat Asian legs. And I remember working a 9-to-5 job. And the worst part about it, the uncomfortable pants. So wouldn't you like a pair of business khakis that feel like sweatpants? Well, Bird Dogs got you covered. Look at the stretch. It feels like silk. And you know what's also as comfy as sweatpants? How about sweatpants? And these pair of sweats called Mohanjobs Gandhi. Yes, that's the actual name of the pants. I didn't stutter. These things have built-in liners that feel like butter on your balls. Just imagine those cute little Charmin bears rubbing up against your thighs. With the fall season here, you can grab a pair of Bird Dog joggers, which are higher quality than Lululemon for $20 less. And hey, maybe you wear shorts in the winter. Doesn't matter if it's LA or if it's 10 degrees in New England. These signature shorts are so stretchy and comfy that you'll feel like Ned Flanders. It's like wearing nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. So what are we talking about here? Be it the workday, the weekend, or just lounging around at home, go buy yourself a pair of pants that your balls deserve. Because once these pants touch your legs, you won't be able to go back. So go to birddogs.com, enter the promo code BMOnus, and they'll throw in a free stylish Bird Dogs rope hat. That's birddogs.com, promo code BMOnus, and boom. The most comfortable shorts, pants, and sweatpants with built-in liners. You will not take these things off, I promise you. And if they aren't the comfiest pair of pants that you've ever worn, I will personally go to where you live and give you Mohanjobs myself. So once again, thanks to Bird Dogs for sponsoring this video. Now, back to the show. And first up was Argentina versus Croatia. Now, Croatia got here by continuing the strat from 4 years ago. For you guys who don't know, they were runners-up at the World Cup in Russia. And they did it by pretty much stalling out games until it was a penalty shootout, and then clutching on pens. And at this World Cup, it was no different. They took out tournament darlings Japan. In the last round, they took out tournament favorites Brazil. And they were looking to employ the same strat up against Messi and Argentina. Their stalwart defense was a puzzle that no team had solved, except for France 4 years ago. But Argentina finally tried something that no other team had. And that was to run right down the middle, like multiple times. And that somehow worked. I don't know how, and I didn't see this coming. But all kidding aside, the Argentinians caught the Croatians napping for a split second. And that's all it took. A single ball over the top unlocked their safety vault of a defense, and it led to them giving away a penalty, which Lionel Messi claimed. He stepped up, took a deep breath, and absolutely murdered this thing into the top corner. And he looks like a man on a mission. Which, I mean, you would expect from someone who many have labeled the GOAT. But this might surprise a lot of Americans. As flawless as Lionel Messi's club career has been, his international career has been quite human. You gotta remember, he only captured his first international trophy last year in the Copa America. And yes, he's made a World Cup final before, but I would say far away, this World Cup has been his most influential of any of his major tournaments. Because after that shock loss to the Saudis in the opening game, where people were literally asking, where's Messi? Well, a little Argentinian turned around and said, I'm right fucking here. Because he has been on a tear since. He is now joint tied with Mbappe for the Golden Boot race, and he has been playing fucking angry. Typically, for the most of his career, he's been a soft-spoken man. He's seen as a rather humble figure. But at this World Cup, man is on a warpath. He's been talking shit to coaches. He's been taunting other players. And even after a match that he won, he asked one of the losing Dutch players, what is he looking at? Called him a bozo and told him to keep on walking. He has gone full WWE heel turn over the course of this tournament. No more Mr. Nice Guy. is an understatement, and it's all at the cost to get him and this country to this moment, this final. And when you saw him sink that penalty versus Croatia, you could feel the venom coursing through this man's veins. And energized from this goal, Argentina would push their advantage when minutes later, another run right down the middle by Julian Alvarez, who's been having a sensational tournament so far, got a series of insanely lucky deflections, not only bouncing right back into the path of him multiple times, but the ball propped up perfectly for a deft little dink past the Croatian keeper. And when we saw that happen, you could just feel that the football gods were with the boys in sky blue this day, as the Croatians, who had been comeback kings all tournament long, just didn't have any more rabbits to pull out of their magic hat. And in the 69th minute, Lionel Messi would wiggle away from another defender and send a cutback cross into the box, where once again, Alvarez was gleefully there to receive the ball and deliver it into the back of the net once again. And with the commanding 3-0 lead, Argentina punched their ticket into the World Cup final. As for Croatia, let's be honest, they can leave Qatar with their heads held high. They have nothing to be ashamed about. To nearly make it back-to-back World Cup final appearances is an incredible accomplishment for a nation this young. And honestly, we should no longer view them as some cheeky underdog, but actually put them where they belong, as a country that should join the elites of the modern footballing superpowers. And I mean, come on. At minimum, we should put them above Belgium. As for the Argentinians, this World Cup, since the beginning, has been about one man, Lionel Messi. As I said before, this World Cup final is about legacy. And a World Cup win is the only blemish on this man's otherwise immaculate footballing career. And here they are, on the precipice of sports immortality. But standing in their path are the OP gods themselves, France. And the defending champs came into this World Cup as a wounded dog. Yes, Paul Pogba and N'Golo Kanté, who were instrumental to the World Cup win 4 years ago in Russia, were out with injuries before Les Blues even boarded the plane. Then right before Game 1, they lost their star striker and Ballon d'Or winner Karim Benzema in a training session. And then their first choice left back, Lucas Hernandez, tore his ACL in their first game. And all of this didn't matter. They're just that fucking talented. They walked through the group stages, made light work of Poland, and then saw Harry Kane miss a penalty, which sent them into the semifinals versus the Cinderella darlings of the tournament, Morocco. And Morocco, they've been the story of this tournament. The first African and Arab nation to ever make it to a semifinal at a World Cup. Giant slaying colonizer after colonizer, and playing a style that could beat any team. But up against France, the clock finally struck midnight for the Cinderella story. A goal in the opening 5 minutes, they came through a sensational scissor kick from Theo Hernandez, had the Moroccans chasing the game for the first time all tournament. And chase, they did. They threw everything at the French, from an overhead kick that was inches away from the right side of the post to another goal-mouth scramble that hit Jules Koundé, who honestly just happened to be at the right place at the right time. But after creating chance after chance after chance, simply nothing could find its way into the back of the net. And as the game neared the 80th minute, Kylian Mbappe received the ball at the top of the box, twinkle-toed his way around a nest of defenders, and found a half yard of space, where he fired a shot that was deflected off a Moroccan defender, only for a freshly subbed on Kolo Muani to gamble at the back post and punch France's ticket into the final. And it was devastating heartbreak for the Moroccans, who had been the adopted sons of Qatar this tournament. Many of the players' faces adorned the buildings of Doha, and despite falling just short of a final appearance, their sensational run will be what many remember when they think back on the 2022 World Cup. So to Morocco and all their fans, take a fucking bow, because bravo, Morocco. Bravo. As for France, well, the world's talent factory has proved the claim true that they could field 2 teams at the World Cup and still be competitive, because half of the squad is pretty much their B team. Make no mistake, this is a very different starting 11 from the lineup that won it all in Russia. But what has stayed the same is their main sparkling talent. Kylian Mbappe is right there with Messi as joint contenders for player of this tournament. A constant terror on the left side of the pitch, but he has evolved from the player that he was 4 years ago. He was always one of the fastest human beings on the planet, but now he's combined that blinding pace with a variety of dazzling tricks and a deadly array of shots that has taken him from Charmander to Charizard over the past 4 years. And with Messi and Ronaldo in the twilights of their careers, Mbappe and Erling Haaland look all but destined to become this next generation's GOAT caliber players, and possibly the sport's next great rivalry. And to possibly secure a second World Cup while keeping Lionel Messi from winning his first, well, that's how legends are made. The final on Sunday is more than just 2 nations battling out for bragging rights for the next 4 years. It is the past and future of the world's game colliding, and after those 90 minutes plus on Sunday, legacies will forever be broken or made. This is the last dance of all last dances, and we are all privileged to bear witness to such a historic moment. And after saying all of this, the game is probably going to be a slogfest and go out with a one-sided penalty shootout, because I've been a complete jinx at predictions this whole entire tournament. But regardless of what happens, we will all get to watch a 4-part docuseries about Lionel Messi's last dance World Cup in about 10 years from now. You know it's coming, baby. It's gonna be fantastic. And with that, I'm gonna end it here. Enjoy the final of the World Cup, and I'll be back here on Christmas to give you a mini movie recap of everything that happened at the 2002 World Cup. And despite all the controversy that has surrounded Qatar, I must admit, the product on the pitch has been undeniably fantastic. And I cannot wait to make this recap video. But until then, enjoy the World Cup final, boys. Happy holidays. Thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, leave a like, leave a comment, tell me to go fuck myself. All of it helps me in this godforsaken algorithm. And of course, I'd like to thank all my patronos, keeping me alive and well, and helping me pay my editors to get these video outs quicker. And yeah, apologies for these last couple of videos. I want to use as much footage as I can, but FIFA just keeps on claiming the shit and blocking it worldwide. So thank you guys for bearing with me. Hopefully you guys do enjoy. And yeah, until next time, as always, America.